This video discusses the recent shooting death of 26-year-old immigrant Patrick Lyoya by a police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and how Attorney Ben Crump steals my thunder. In addition, I discuss the execution of actress Liz Sheridan, Tampa attorney Theresa Jeanpierre Coy, and mom Orsolya Gaal from Queens, New York. Hello friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. Now, those in the news analysis business, quote unquote business, as I am, are thrilled when they are the first to report a piece of news. I also enjoy it when I report true, extremely important news that no one else reported and which may never be reported. The news about the killing of 26-year-old unarmed black man Patrick Lyoya by an unidentified police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan on April 4, 2022 gained notoriety when various videos of the incident were made public by the police on Wednesday, April 13, 2022. It showed how Patrick Lyoya had been shot in the head by the police officer. Now, day after the release of the videos, families, attorney Ben Crump, with other attorneys and the family, held a press conference in which they expressed their criticism of the police shooting and how they were heartbroken. When I claim that attorney Ben Crump has stolen my thunder, I mean by his very presence. He reveals the background of Patrick Lyoya's family and how they made it to the USA from their native Republic of Congo in 2014. It no longer remains a surprise when I reveal it because by mere presence of attorney Ben Crump, one can figure out what the family background is. Attorney Ben Crump represents families of young black victims of police shootings because all the families have committed murder of a white adult and a child of non-German ancestry and have received financial rewards from German masqueraders. He himself, that is Attorney Ben Crump, is rewarded with these cases as clients because he has committed the same crime himself. Therefore, any time you see Attorney Ben Crump representing the families of black victims of police killings, you can be certain that the black victim was not a victim of racist killing by a police officer. That black young man or woman was executed for the crime of murder, executed by the police. Now, details of how and why Patrick Lyoya was shot in the head by the police officer are not important, or whether the police officer was justified in doing so because he perceived a threat to his life. Because Lyoya walked away from the police officer and did not obey his commands. Then he struggled with the police officer for his taser. What is important is that Patrick Lyoya was executed. To understand why Patrick Lyoya was executed, we have to understand his family ground. Now, as reported by www.valleynewslive.com, this is what they reported. Patrick Lyoya took his Peter Lyoya, that is Patrick's father, took his 6 children from Congo in 2014 to escape violence. Now he fears he brought them to the USA to die. Peter Lyoya said Thursday that that his son Patrick, came to the US to get away from prolonged civil unrest in which several rebel groups have vied for control of territories and in mineral-rich eastern Congo. Patrick, who had 2 young children of his own, lived in Grand Rapids and visited Lansing on weekends and would spend money on his siblings, his father said. Lansing is where the father and the rest of the family live. Now, how did Peter Lyoya come with the family to the USA? While many have come to the USA legally, others have taken a different route. Their coming to the USA was facilitated by German masqueraders because they had met their hurdle qualification of murdering a white American, Briton, or Frenchmen in their country of origin. They were rewarded by making their immigration to the United States easy. That's how Peter Lyoya made it to the USA with his entire family. Knowing their past, all such immigrants know that they may be called upon to pay for their crime with their lives. That's why they are cautious and avoid encounters with the police. That is why Patrick Lyoya was doing by walking away. That is what he was doing by walking away from the policeman and did not obey his commands. A person who has nothing to hide generally obeys the police. None of the persons being killed by police are innocent people, barring isolated cases for which the policemen are being held to account. In Patrick Lyoya's case, he was around 17 or 18 when he came to the United States with his father. Therefore, most likely murder was committed by his parents in Congo rather than Patrick himself. And the murder must have involved a child. That's why Patrick Lyoya was executed. That means his parents will also have to pay for their crime in due course of time. There are probably hundreds of thousands and possibly millions of immigrants like Patrick and Peter Lyoya's in the United States who will be made to pay for their crimes. Now, it was reported that actress Liz Sheridan, who played Jerry Seinfeld's mom on the TV series Seinfeld, died in her sleep on April 15, 2022 of natural causes. She was 93. Liz Sheridan also played Mrs. Ochmonek on the show Alf in the late 80s. Her career also spanned movies, other TV shows, and Broadway shows. She died less than 2 weeks after the death of Estelle Harris, who played George Costanza's mother on Seinfeld. Estelle Harris was also reported to have died of natural causes at the age of 93. But the truth is that Estelle Harris was put to death for the murder she committed in her younger days, which led to her success in a TV and film career. The same is true of Liz Sheridan. She did not die of natural causes, but was also put to death for the murder she committed in her younger days and was rewarded with success in her career in TV, film, and the theater. Now, Tampa criminal defense attorney Theresa Jeanpierre Coy, who gained notoriety by representing Michael Dreshka, a white man in the nationally reported case who shot and killed a black man, Marquise McLaughlin, in a parking lot. She died on April 11, 2022 of cancer. Attorney Theresa Jeanpierre Coy was 41. She was born to Haitian American parents in Rochester, New York, but spent much of her childhood in Brooklyn. She moved to Florida while in high school and got her law degree in Florida. Unfortunately, Theresa also took the seemingly easy route to success in her legal career by obtaining German masquerader help by meeting the hurdle qualification. So, attorney Theresa Jeanpierre Coy did not die of cancer but was executed for the crime of murder. A 51-year-old Queens, New York mom, Orsolya Gaal, was murdered on Saturday, April 16, 2022, apparently in her $2.2 million home, where she lived with her husband and two sons, a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old. She was stabbed nearly 60 times, and her body was then put in a duffel bag and dragged through the street with the blood streaking and left at a place less than a mile from her home, where it was discovered by police after being reported by some residents. A manhunt for the killer is being conducted. Now, Orsolya Gaal was married to her 53-year-old husband, Howard Klein, founder of a financial advisory firm, RK Equity. At the time of the murder, he was away on the West Coast with the couple's elder son. Now, I don't have any details to provide regarding this murder, except to state that Orsolya Gaal was executed for the murder she committed, for which her family was rewarded with business success. I am glad that murderers are being brought to justice so that people learn that some may get away with high crimes, but most will be brought to justice. There is a God who exists. Though some may have got away with crimes, justice will be meted out to their descendants. God says in Exodus 34, verses 6 to 7, "The Lord God, merciful and gracious, long suffering and abundant in goodness and truth, keeping mercy for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, and that will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children and upon the children's children unto the third and to the fourth generation." Now, portions of this statement are also part of the second of the Ten Commandments, as stated in Exodus 20, verses 5 to 6. "You shall not bow down yourself to them, that is, graven images, nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments." These murderers hated God and disobeyed his commandment to not murder, which is the sixth commandment. If the parents got away, God's justice will be served on the children, because the parents pass on their disobedient attitude to their descendants, who then continue in the sins of their fathers. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos and read my articles on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in-depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook channels, Unmasked Truth with Harmanjeet Saini, to view and get information on the latest videos. Some people do not have the time to go through the full length of videos. They find it more convenient to read the text of the video. Unfortunately, YouTube does not provide the capability to make the text of my videos available on YouTube. But fortunately, Facebook does provide that capability. So I make the text of my videos available on my Facebook channel, which you can easily copy.